Ladies and gentlemen, very good afternoon to you and a warm welcome as we celebrate the grand ribbon cutting event of our brand new JETTY facility. Thanks to each and every one of you for being here with us today. We are pleased to be able to welcome those of you who have been with us for years and those who have the inaugural visit to our Rome terminal. This is where the action happens. Today's ceremony is a tangible reminder of Sol's commitment and confidence in the Guyana's economy, and the commitment is strengthened and emboldened through today's celebration. Before I become immersed in this atmosphere of gaiety, let me call on the General Manager of Sol right here in Guyana, Mr. Earl Caravan, to give his remarks.
Minister of Foreign Affairs, Honorable Hugh Todd, Head of GE, Dr. Mahendra Sharma, Chairman of the Private Sector Commission, Mr. Paul Chung, President of the Georgetown Chamber of Commerce, Mr. Timothy Tucker, Senior Trade Commissioner in the High Commission of Canada's Guyana, Mr. Jake Thomas, President of Parkland International and Sol Group, Pierre Magnan, members of Sol's leadership team, special invitees, colleagues from Sol, members of the print and electronic media, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is indeed a momentous occasion as we gather here to celebrate the achievement of completing this JETTY project. At Parkland and Sol, our purpose commitment is to power journeys and energize communities. And we are fortunate to be part of this extraordinary journey that Guyana is now on. A journey to sustainable economic development through the responsible development of its natural resource for the benefit of its people. Sol provides a service both to the oil and gas and non-oil and gas sectors, and we therefore play an integral role as a contributor to powering this development journey. In particular, this JETTY will support the exploration, appraisal, and development activities of Exxon and other offshore operators for many years to come, and therefore is a key enabler for the success of these activities and for the future development and prosperity of Guyana. This project is a realization of a vision that was embarked upon in excess of 2 years ago. Construction of this JETTY commenced in 2020 and was immediately impacted by the onset of the pandemic. In spite of the challenges that followed, construction of this state-of-the-art JETTY continued throughout the pandemic. And that truly is a testament to the resilience and commitment of all involved. I think we can give them a round of applause for that. We are extremely proud to say that this project was delivered on budget and with an exemplary HSE record, despite the enormously dangerous task involved. There you go. Thank you, Ayana. At Sol, safety remains our key priority, and we will continue to aspire to safety excellence and work tirelessly toward reinforcing our culture of safety. This investment demonstrates Sol's belief in the sustainability of Guyana's development agenda. The future of Guyana is indeed bright, and Sol remains committed to being a dependable and responsible partner to the people of Guyana, as we have been over the years. We are here to celebrate the completion of this JETTY, but there are many other investments that we have undertaken or that we are currently undertaking, and I wish to highlight just a few today. We recently completed the fuel line from our Rome terminal to the Gisby fuel farm to allow for additional fuel berths for offshore vessels. We have commenced construction of a new 55,000 barrel diesel tank here at Rome to better serve our customers, both in the oil and gas and non-oil and gas sectors. We are expanding our LPG storage to better meet the expanding demand for LPG cooking gas. We have broken ground on the Mandela Avenue service station, which will be completed by the end of the year. And finally, the McDoom service station is nearing completion, and will provide an expanded and more convenient offering to all of our customers. In total, we will invest $13.8 million US in projects in Guyana in 2022. And it is forecasted that we will spend US $29.6 million over the next 5 years. Sol indeed plays a pivotal role in the seamless operation of the offshore activities of the oil and gas sector by providing fuel. But we are so much more. We are across all sectors: marine, agriculture, manufacturing, hospitality, and road transportation. In every ship, in every business, in every car, in every home, you will find us there. The development of local talent and promoting local content remains another of our key priorities. Our management team is comprised of 78% Guyanese. In addition, 97% of our overall staff are Guyanese, so truly a local content company. We recognize the importance of our team in achieving what we do, and we will continue to provide training and development opportunities for the enhancement and enrichment of our people. We are also committed to energizing the communities in which we operate. In 2021, we embraced our corporate social responsibility through donations of COVID-19 supplies and PPE to the Mocha Health Center and the Providence and Brickdam police stations. We were also able to lend assistance to the flood relief drive, provide support to the Ministry of Health's COVID-19 vaccination drive with the donation of fuel vouchers, and provide assistance to the Victoria Primary School with the donation of IT equipment. Through our Parkland Pledge program, we supported organizations such as the Rumveld Children's Home, the Guyana Cancer Institute, Joshua House Children's Center, and Pause for a Cause Guyana Inc. That's just to name a few. And of course, we brought some cheer to the children of Agricola and surrounding areas with a toy drive and Christmas party last December. In closing, we at Sol are honored to be of service to our customers, stakeholders, and the people of Guyana. We remain committed to playing our part in the development of a prosperous Guyana and its people by powering their journeys and energizing their communities. I thank you for taking the time to share in this momentous occasion with us today. Thank you.
And I must agree with Earl, we do energize communities. If you notice, the sun came out at the exact time we were supposed to start this program. Now I'll call on Mr. Pierre Magnan, our president of Parkland International, Sol, who will be here to give some greetings and some remarks to us. Welcome, Pierre.
Thank you, Ayanna. Minister Todd, thank you for joining us, Honorable Minister. Dr. Sharma, CEO of the Guyana Energy Agency. Mr. Chong, Chairman of the Private Sector Commission. Mr. Tucker, President of the Georgetown Chamber of Commerce. Mr. Hill, General Manager of Gisby. Thank you all for joining us. Distinguished guests, friends, Sol team members, the people who make the magic happen every day. We have a lot to celebrate today. This is an important milestone, and this jetty is just one piece of the puzzle when we think about powering journeys and energizing communities in Guyana, but it's a pivotal piece of the puzzle. And over the past 5 years, the Sol team has deployed $30 million of CapEx to grow our capacity and to keep up, frankly, with the incredible things that are happening in this country, driven by the people of Guyana, and trying to support its energy future. As Earl correctly pointed out, over the next 5 years, we will deploy another $30 million. But that next 5-year period will also see us introduce renewable energies through our brand Sol Ecolution, where we, in addition to supplying hydrocarbons, we supply electrons through our solar offering. So we're looking forward to a bright future, sustainable future, as Guyana not only exploits its world-class oil reserves, but also pivots to a cleaner and low-carbon future. So it's my privilege today. You know, we are here to serve, and it's my privilege to acknowledge some of the incredible work that's been done in connection with the JETTY project. And I first of all want to express my gratitude to the government agencies who we've worked with on this project, the Guyana Energy Agency and the Guyana Environmental Agency, who set a high bar in terms of standards for safety and reliability in the industry. So thank you for joining us. I want to thank our customers, most importantly Exxon and Saipem, who are driving this industry and who it is our privilege to serve every day, along with our partner GISB. The partner GISB is the next in the line of thank yous. As we think about this exciting period in Guyana's history, it's a privilege to be partnering with a partner like GISB, who's conveniently located just down the way, and their professional team to serve customers. Our contractors, difficult circumstances with COVID. I want to thank Dyco Construction, Phoenix Petroleum, and Firm Engineering for their tireless work to support our team here at Sol Guyana in the execution of the project. And last but not least, and perhaps most importantly, I want to thank the team at Sol Guyana, who have been inspirational leaders and who have really gone above and beyond to get this project done safely, on budget. So Earl, Ayana, Thamish, to the entire team, my sincere appreciation for what you do, but also for how you do it, by living boldly, by living our values every day, and by putting safety in the community first. So that's all for me, Ayana. Just a note of gratitude before I hand it back.
I must acknowledge the engineer on the program, on the JETTY, Mr. Syringa. He will be here soon to speak to you himself. With all the formalities, we must have something cultural. So we're here to invite Creative Arts Group to give us a cultural presentation.
There is a land in South America, a place man they call the Guyana. It means land of many waters, filled with mountains, creeks, and enough river. With the vast savannah, 214,000 square kilometers, divided into 3 counties, Demerara, Essequibo, and Berbice. Break that down into 10 regions, all that make up the whole of Guyana. Guyana is for all we gonna put our shoulders to the wheel. Indigenous, African, and Caucasian all make up a part of this nation. The Indian and the Portuguese, not forgetting how it is Chinese. Living in love and unity as one people, one nation, and one destiny. Me culture, me culture. Man, I'm talking about me culture, me culture. Yes, me culture, nice. And I'm talking about me culture.
So good afternoon to every one of you and to the executive team here of Sol and the partner, Parkland President. I am very pleased to be here this afternoon to say a few remarks on behalf of His Excellency the President, who is unavoidably absent today. And I know he would be happy to be here today, but he has an engagement that is keeping him from other engagements. But nonetheless, I'm here to say a few words in his behalf. I think importantly for us, we're all here to benefit from the transformation here in Guyana, 21st century transformation. And here is where we are going to embark on our industrial revolution. And to do that, we have to do that in partnership with the private sector. Government alone cannot drive productivity and drive the future of a country, we have to do it in partnership. And for a long-standing partner and global brand as Sol, we are happy to see that Sol is continuing to invest and expand here in Guyana. So for us as a government, we are very pleased to see what's taking place here in Guyana. And we are very cognizant of the fact that we have been doing a few things right, or we were getting a few things right. And I want to say that against the backdrop because we understand how the global environment operates. We operate in a very globalized world where the globalization of politics and economics are intertwined, and we understand the value of democracy. We understand the value of free market principles. We understand the values of an economy where there's trust, where there's the rule of law, and where there's predictability for private sector investment. And I must say that the government is very pleased, based on the actions of the private sector, that there must be some amount of equity that we've been building up over the last 18 months to drive the kinds of investment and the level of trust here in Guyana. And this is an indication that Guyana is truly on the move, truly on the move. And I want you guys to give Sol a round of applause for their hard work and their efforts. When we speak about Guyana and its transformation, and we listen to the president talking about the One Guyana, the biggest budget ever, talking about how we're going to move Guyana into the 21st century and how we're going to position Guyana not only in the region but globally. He's speaking from a perspective of governance. And how do you see a government operate in an environment in contemporary time? And we're no stranger to government and governance. And you have all looked at our history. You've seen our growth taking government in 1992 and the transformation and incremental changes that we've made between 1992 and 2015. And the indicators are there as proof. So we have a track record that we can actually represent and present. When we resumed office in 2020, we continued along that trajectory from where we left off. And you would have seen also the actions and inactions of the past administration, which caused a lot of uncertainty. And we understand that. We know the role of government. We understand that role quite clearly. And we know exactly the kinds of policies that we need to have in place, not only to incentivize the private sector, but to create that level of trust and predictability. We're a government that believes in private sector-led development. We truly believe in that. We believe that government should have a hands-off approach to the market, that we should not interfere with the market, that we should not interfere with the business environment, that we believe that there should be competition, and through competition, the best will emerge and the population will benefit. We believe truly in those principles. We also believe that government needs to create policy space so that the private sector can thrive, create employment, innovate, become more competitive, and be able to expand beyond our shores. We have gone to great lengths, traveling throughout the length and breadth of this country, not only promoting investment, we're promoting also government's plans and policies, which also has a huge component of private sector investment and private sector growth, because that is how we actually drive wealth for our nation, and we understand that very well. Competitiveness is important for us because we know that, and we know that if we're not competitive, it is difficult for us to create wealth for our people, not only for this generation, but intergenerational. And understanding that, we're very cognizant of the fact that governments do not compete. We're not in the business of competing. We're not in the business of running private sector initiatives. We're in the business of creating the environment, the enabling environment. And for us, the presence of Sol here in Guyana and with a new investment in the jetty speaks volumes of the company itself. It shows that the company understands the environment, they trust the environment itself, the business environment, and that investment that they're making comes out of their own strategic plan. And that strategic plan would allow Sol to build capacity, to be more efficient, to drive productivity within the sector itself, and by extension, the country. This is downstreaming, of course, and that growth in the downstreaming end of the value chain is important for us in Guyana too, because as the president mentioned, we're here to secure our energy or to have energy security. And in doing that, we have to be able to get the kinds of resources from the oil and gas sector that will drive efficiency in Guyana. As you know, energy is the lifeblood of any economy. One of the reasons why we were so stymied in terms of our productivity is because of the cost of energy. And if you look at our cost of energy compared to the rest of the Caribbean, save and except Montserrat, we've been lagging, and the private sector has been lagging because of the fact that we don't have reliable, affordable, and cheap electricity. That is going to change. You've heard the president, the vice president, and other ministers speaking a lot about our plans for the energy sector, the Gas to Shore project, the Milo Falls project, other alternative sources of energy, but we still would have to also exploit our fossil fuels, because that is also going to drive our economy in terms of efficiency and productivity. So for the sector itself, this is a very good initiative. This is an initiative that we embrace as government. This is an initiative that we support as government. And this is an initiative that we believe is good for Guyana and the people of Guyana. We know that Sol would have done his homework. They would have looked at our Local Content Act. You would have looked at you would have also looked at the Natural Resource Fund Act, and you see what government is also doing in terms of our input, because we also believe firmly that there's an interconnectedness between government and the private sector. That is a partnership that should be strong. It should not be contentious, but disagreements are allowed. However, once the private sector understands and buys into the vision of the government, and I'm certain that the executives of Sol understands and they can see the vision of His Excellency the President, it makes it good for the relationship of the country. And we believe that at the level of private sector and at the level of government, once we understand that vision, we understand your vision, you understand government's vision, the partnership will become stronger, it will mature, and we will grow together as a country. You will grow as a brand, and Guyana is a very, very attractive destination for business. I think that the people of Guyana understand that we need a government that will create an environment so that they can get the benefit from it. The people of Guyana will benefit. We know that Sol is accountable to its shareholders, so we know that you are profit-driven. And you understand also that our currency comes at election time, because we have to go back to the voters and present our credentials as again so that we can get another mandate. So part of what we're doing here is showing up our position, so that when we get to another elections, we can also go to the people and say, this is what we have done for you. We have created space within the business community so that you guys can be employed. You can go to your shareholders and say, we can continue to invest in Guyana because it's a profitable environment, because we have good policies coming from government that are able to drive private investment. And that relationship will continue in Guyana. The president understands clearly that relationship should be robust, that the playing field should be level, that we should have the ease of doing business, we should have laws in place so that there will be recourse, and we want to ensure that we grow together, the people of Guyana, in partnership with the private investors. I wish Sol and his partner all the best. I know that we will continue to work closely together, and we know for sure that the future is bright for you because the future is bright for Guyana. Thank you very much.
Thank you. To hand over the Sol branded truck to Mr. Todd on the President's behalf. And that's for his young son.
Enjoy this as well.